All right, here we are again with our Gospels in a year. How are you going with that? Are you keeping up? Are you ahead? Are you behind? Let's see how we go. But last couple of videos have been too long, so let's just get straight into it. Today, we have got a couple more parables. We're just going to look at the next two parables, the kingdom parables, and they are found in Matthew 13, 44 and 45. So it says this: the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in the field, which a man found and hid again, and from joy over it he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant seeking fine pearls, and upon finding one pearl of great value, he went and sold all that he had and bought it. So with these two parables, there's a few things probably just to start off with both of them. There are similarities to the previous parables in that, you know, seed is buried, yeast is buried in dough, and the mustard seed, the weeds and tares. So you've got this buried idea, this discovery idea that is still connected to both of them. But if we start off with the first one, the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure buried in a field. And again, if we go back to our context, what have we learnt? That field could be the heart, or field could be the world. So that there is the kingdom of heaven that is buried in our heart, that upon discovery requires us to go and have a new heart to find this new treasure. Or maybe it's in the field that as we're in the world, that as we're going about our world, are we aware and looking for the treasures of the kingdom of heaven, the people, the opportunities, being aware, of course, that both of those require a cost, right? Whether it's a cost of heart transformation, or perhaps the cost of perhaps cost of energy, the cost of time, the cost of reputation, even, who knows? But that's probably that kind of surface level interpretation. So then we have the second parable, which is the parable, the pearl of great price. And I've heard it preached a heap that Jesus is the pearl of great price, but that's actually not what this parable says. It says that the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant who goes looking for the pearl of great price. So if we want to do the who am I in the story, well, if Jesus is the merchant, then we are the pearl of great price. You are, I am. And so that's very, very cool. To use that though as an idea is actually quite interesting, because if we go back to the previous one about the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure in the field, well, it's kind of interesting. If we look at all the other parables, we know that God is the farmer, God is the sower, God is the baker, God is the merchant, So perhaps just maybe God is the man looking in the field and finding the treasure, and he gave up everything for that. And that kingdom of heaven is actually us that God has found, that Jesus has found as he's looking in the field and looking across. Again, another remez for both of these could be in Ezekiel, where it says that God was looking for somebody to stand in the gap. It says he looked to the east and to the west but couldn't find anybody. But maybe what it is that God was looking over all the earth and he found you, he found me, and he gave everything for that. Another remez to these two parables is also that in the Old Testament, treasure and pearl are very much idioms for wisdom and understanding and knowledge. And so maybe out of these two parables we could deduce that what Jesus is looking for is that we would have a wisdom, we would have an understanding, we would have a knowledge that we are valuable to him, and that he paid the price to come finding us and to come after us and come looking for us. So maybe the big takeaways, maybe the questions for today are: how do you see God? Do you see God as a merchant who is looking around, and when he saw you, he saw such great value? Do you see God as somebody looking around, and when he found treasure in a field, when he saw you, he saw treasure in a field? How do you see God? Maybe another question is, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a pearl of great price? Do you see yourself as a treasure of heaven? Maybe another question we could ask is, how do you see others? Do you see others as having value? Do you see others as being valuable, as being that treasure that Jesus loves as well? I reckon there's some really great questions and some really great takeaways to take from these two parables. Well, we got two more parables after this, and then we're going to move into our fourth section of Matthew. But until then, Love you. Bye-bye.